Hello and welcome back to our session on data security in generative AI. Today we are shining a spotlight on the key threats targeting AI data. With generative AI technology becoming more widespread, cyber attacks on these systems are also on the rise. According to a 2023 report by IBM Security, like we already discussed, the average cost of data breach is $4.545 million. And if attackers compromise or manipulate your AI training data, the consequences can be even more severe. So let's explore three major threats every AI professional should know, like poisoning attacks, evasion attacks, and data exfiltration. Why AI data security matters? We already discussed this in length and we spoke about model accuracy and reliability, reputational risk, and legal and compliance issues. Moving on to the first thing that is on our list, that is poisoning attacks. These occur during the data collection or pre-processing stages, where an attacker subtly injects malicious or misleading data into your training data set. Over time, this poison can corrupt your model's understanding of the world. For example, let's say you are building a generative image model. Attackers insert thousands of slightly altered images labeled incorrectly. For instance, calling dogs cats. So your model eventually learns the wrong associations. So what are the implications of poisoning attacks? Reduced accuracy. The model's performance drops, especially if the false data is widespread. Hidden triggers. Attackers might embed a backdoor trigger, like a specific color pattern that forces the model to produce a certain response. And long-term damage, because training is resource intensive, discovering poisoning late can be extremely costly to fix. So how to mitigate poisoning attacks? Here are some of the steps. Validate data sources. Use trusted or vetted repositories. When scraping data, check for anomalies or inconsistencies. Perform regular audits. Compare module or model outputs to a known clean dataset. Look for unusual accuracy drops or weird behaviors. Use data sanitization tools. Employ statistical methods or anomaly detection algorithms to flag suspicious entries. And version control. Keep track of different dataset versions so you can roll back if you can spot newly introduced errors. For reference, academic studies from newer IPS and ICLR highlight that even a small percentage of poisoned data, as little as 1 to 2%, can significantly degrade a model's performance. So that was poisoning attacks. Next, let's look at evasion attacks. These happen at the interface, inference, or testing stage. Attackers craft special inputs that trick the model into misclassifying or generating targeted incorrect outputs. For an example, an adversary modifies an image in such a subtle way that humans barely notice a difference, but the AI system suddenly labels it as something else entirely. The consequences of evasion attacks: misleading outputs. In text generation, an attacker could force the model to produce biased or harmful content. Security risks: an AI-based access control system might fail to recognize a malicious user if they present an adversarial input. And customer confusion: for consumer-facing applications, frequent misclassifications or odd responses can erode trust. So how do you defend against evasion attacks? Here are some of the steps. Step 1 is adversarial training. Retrain your model on examples of adversarial inputs so it learns to detect suspicious patterns. Input sanitization: for image data, apply random transformations, cropping, and resizing to reduce the effect of slight pixel manipulations. For text, filter out or adjust suspicious tokens. Third step is confidence thresholding. Only act on model predictions if they are above a certain confidence level, flagging uncertain inputs for human review. And the fourth is ongoing model updates. Attackers evolve, so must your model. Keep training and updating with the latest adversarial techniques in mind. Research from MIT shows that carefully designed adversarial inputs can cause a model to fail in over 90% of the cases if unprepared. Finally, we have data exfiltration. When unauthorized parties extract datasets or model files without permission, In generative AI, your training data can be as valuable as your code, especially if it contains sensitive or proprietary info. A malicious insider with access to the training pipeline downloads your entire dataset of user conversations, or design schematics and sells it on the dark web. Some of the dangers of data exfiltration: intellectual property theft. The competitors could replicate your model or glean insights into your research process. Compliance violations: if personal data is leaked, it may result into heavy fines under GDPR, CCPA, or other data protection regulations. And customer distrust: if user data goes public, your brand reputation might plummet. Now, how do you prevent data exfiltration? Few of the steps. Number 1, strong access controls. Implement role-based access and multi-factor authentication. Step 2, encryption and key management. Use robust encryption for data at rest and in transit, and securely store encryption keys. Audit trails and monitoring. Log every data download and regularly review logs for unusual patterns. Example, large suspicious exports. Least privilege principle. Staff should only have the minimal access necessary to perform their roles, no more. So to bring it all together and to recap, Gen AI data is vulnerable to poisoning attacks, evasion attacks, and data exfiltration. Key defenses include data validation, adversarial training, and access controls, along with continuous monitoring. Adopting a layered security approach helps ensure your AI models remain trustworthy and robust in the face of evolving threats. And that's all. Thank you for joining me to explore the threats facing generative AI data, from poisoning and evasion to exfiltration. By understanding these vectors and implementing targeted defenses at each stage of your AI pipeline, you can better protect your models, your users, and your organization. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Q&A section, and I would be happy to help.